Howdy y'all, my name is ChucklesTC and welcome back to my Monoposto INDYCAR season, where first off today, before we head to the Rogue Nicotine Pouches 600 from Texas Motor Speedway or South Africa, we're going to do a spotter's guide here. Scott Dixon in the number 9, Budweiser for Chip Ganassi. This is the second of 3 patriotic schemes that they did for Budweiser. Alex Plow in the number 10, Bud Light, in the mirror scheme to the Budweiser. Happy I was able to do that. Over at Andretti Global, you still have the Pepsi, this style of the Pepsi running, and Will Power is in the Busch Light Peach car. Part of the Busch Light choose your flavor between peach, orange, and lemon. For Dale Coyne Racing, you still have the Rockstar. Apologize for that. And Grosjean and the American Dew. For Meyershank Racing, still the Red, White, and Booze and the original Bomb Pop. Over at Ray Hall, you have the title sponsor of today's race, Rogue Nicotine Pouches. On the side, more specifically, what flavor was it? Was it spearmint or peppermint? I believe it's peppermint. Yes, it is peppermint. Okay. And over on Mick Schumacher, the alternate scheme of what he ran last week. So, red lightning instead of blue. AJ Foyt Racing, both drivers still donning, or now, Kyle Klett's back to the Comitrans colors, but Ferrucci staying in the same colors as he was. For ECR, Christian Rasmussen debuting a new livery, the FedEx colors, on the number 21 car. And Rossi still in the Dollar General red, white, and blue. For Juncos Hollinger, still the advanced auto parts for Renus VK. And for Stingray, still the Freedom Service Dogs and Chewy colors. Over at Arrow McLaren, Christian Lundgaard debuting the Velo Mint car. And Pato Ward still in the Arrow red, white, blue. For Team Penske, still in the AAA colors for Scott McLaughlin, but David Malukas with the Masterforce Menards car. And from what I hear, this is going to be a 3-race deal, at least for 3 races in a row here. Our team, or Jimmy Johnson for our team, is still racing in the Black Rifle Coffee Company colors. And Jack Harvey in the first of the Energy Series, or I guess second if you include the Patriotic, but the Wintergreen Energy. So basically, I mean, a whole new look, really? But I mean, you can sort of see it being the same. And you can just guess how fun that was to switch everything on the car. And then for Prema, still the Phantom Fireworks for Callum Ilott. But Robert Schwartzman repping the alternate style. Or no, this was a style we repped last week, wasn't it? Oh well, still repping I've already meant. There was another style I meant to do, but I must have forgotten. Oh well. We're already here. So yeah. Pato Ward and Scott McLaughlin are tied in the championship, 171 apiece. Scott McLaughlin hasn't had a points finish since round 14 where he won the race. He's had 3 straight finishes, or he had 3 finishes outside of the top 10, then a DNF, then another one outside the top 10. Impado Award has finished inside the top 10 every time other than round 17 where he DNF'd. And who won round 17? Marcus Armstrong. Which makes sense. That was the race where Mick Schumacher podiumed. That was a really weird one. Who else shared the podium that race? VK. No, not VK. I literally don't see anyone else in the row. Oh, Jimmy Johnson. That was one of his 4 points finishes. Yeah. Anyways. So this week we head to South Africa, or Texas, for the Rogue Nicotine Pouches 600. Be on the lookout next week. We will be headed to Nashville. But Nashville is going to be taking place in Abu Dhabi instead of its home from next year on in Emilia Romagna. I think I said that right. Now, I have no idea what's going on with the graphics, but they do seem a little bit laggy. And I will tell you that section back there, that opening section, is very challenging for these cars to drive through. And you can see this is one of his custom tracks. The creator of the game, because the sponsors don't really work quite as well along the side. There are a couple spots on track where they do work. This is a very interesting and honestly pretty tight track. I'd say it's sort of similar to a, I don't know, I'd say like a flat Lime Rock or a Mid Ohio, but once again flat. It's just hard to pass on it at times. There we see Rosenquist first on a hot lap here. And it is a pretty quick lap. See all the track sponsors: Carvana, Spectrum. Let's see, the first time set for this qualifying is going to be a 40-second lap. So maybe Lime Rock was a flat Lime Rock is a bit correct. Pillow trying to get past there. McLaughlin super slow again. Harvey and Jimmy Johnson, Alliance teammates, in very similar times. Rasmussen just running off track there after completing his lap. David Malukas just at the fastest sector 1. See Pillow around the final turn. Where will he line up? Pillow will go fastest. David Malukas just at the fastest sector 2. Scott Dixon around the final corner. Scott Dixon just at the fast sector 3 and went to the front. Where will Malukas line up now? Mick Schumacher lap not valid. Malukas to the top. Will Power get around Furtu there on track? And he'll round the final turn. And his first attempt is going to leave him in 8th. McLaughlin, the first back out on track. Hauger, Armstrong, and Schumacher all on hot laps right now. Ooh, off track a bit there for Hauger. Schumacher's bailed on the hot lap. Around the final turn for Hauger here. He's going to go P17 for now. Armstrong just hit the line. He goes P9. Good qualifying attempt for Armstrong. So after most everyone has done their first lap, your top 6 right now are Malukas, Dixon, Pillow, Pato, Rosenquist, and VK. McLaughlin and Fro, both on hot laps now. As Fro soars past his teammate. Oh, it looks like he might catch up to McLaughlin. Okay, hold on. I really don't want to have to do that. Oh, boy. Maybe I just try to turn all that off. Okay, it's running so much better real quick. Now, I don't know. It's so weird. It works fine in the race. And Rosenquist honestly got held up a bit there by McLaughlin, who will not improve. But it allows Rosenquist to go out and run 2 hot laps. And right now, with the 40-second, with the average lap around this place being 40 seconds, having your fastest lap 4 seconds off the pace is crazy. Ring is VK on an out lap right now. Oh, yellow flag in sector 3. Who was it? Lungard, was it? Dixon out on an out lap right now. And Pillow will hit the line, and Pillow will retake the lead. Or will take the top spot, setting a fastest lap of 39.834 seconds. So honestly, the perfect comparison here to Texas Motor Speedway VK on a pretty quick lap. Trying to close down the gap. That's 0.8 of a second. We know how good this team can be on an oval in a track like this. He won't improve. Scott Dixon just set the fastest sector 1. He's on a hot lap from 3rd. Right now, your Firestone Fast 6 is Pillow, Malukas, Dixon, Kirkwood, Johnson, and Pato Award. Oh, a late dive into the pits there from Grosjean. Slightly impedes Dixon, but it doesn't matter. Dixon to the top. 0.099 faster than Pillow. Power into the top 4. Dixon, Pillow, Malukas, Power, Kirkwood, Johnson is your top 6. Pato Award retired, actually. Interesting. Very interesting. Don't know how I missed it. 30 seconds left to go in practice. If you're not on an out lap right now, you are done. Armstrong hit the line. He'll go P6 for now. What will Collette have to say? Or Schwartzman? See Schwartzman make the move. He'll go through. Will Ferrucci end up looking for Harvey, Rosenquist, and McLaughlin? Okay, McLaughlin would be the next to hit the line. Looks like no improvement than Harvey. To the top 5. Big shake up there from Jack Harvey. Fro stays in 10th. Ferrucci will go up to 10th. Very interesting here. Your qualifying results are insane. Sir Scott Dixon will top the charts for Chip Ganassi Racing, setting a pole time of 39.735 seconds. Then it's Alex Palou, David Malukas, Will Power, Jack Harvey, and Kyle Kirkwood. That's your Firestone Fast 6. Your Fast 12 are Marcus Armstrong, Jimmy Johnson, Pato Ward, Santino Ferrucci, Felix Rosenquist, and Renus VK. Then it's Christian Lingard, Christian Rasmussen, Kyle Collette, Dennis Hauger, Amon Grosjean, Robert Schwartzman, Callum Ilott, Mick Schumacher, Alexander Rossi, Stingray Robb, Graham Rahal, and Scott McLaughlin. So fairly impressive qualifying there by Schumacher, out qualifying his teammate and having, I guess it's only Rossi and Stingray, as well as Graham and Scott McLaughlin, but a Penske behind you, and your more experienced teammate in this setup that we know isn't great on the ovals, period. And honestly, say what you will, this track races more similar to an oval than any road course I've ever seen. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the race. Reporting live here from the Rogue Nicotine Pouches 600 at Texas Motor Speedway. We have some breaking news for you today. Able Motorsports has announced that in 2027 it is going full-time in the NTT IndyCar Series. Driver is yet to be announced, and whose charter they are taking is yet to be discussed. We know that Ryan Bull Racing and ChucklesTC Racing have been having some issues, but we have some more breaking news that we'll get to in just a second out of CTC Racing that basically confirms they are staying for that does confirm they're staying for next year. So is Ryan Bull at risk? We know that Prema has experienced funding issues in the past. Could they be at risk of losing one of their charters or having one of their charters bought out? Same with Junko's Hollinger Racing. They could be another one. But we do know that if Junko's is safe, Ryan Bull is likely safe, due to their stronger connection than what Ryan Bull has with their partner team of CTC Racing. So all very interesting issues. But out of the ChucklesTC Racing camp, we'd heard rumors all year long, really since Indianapolis when Jimmy Johnson won his first, in the team's first win in the Indy 500, that Jimmy Johnson will be returning in 2027 to full-time NTT IndyCar Series competition. So that is two big breaking news here out of the Rogue Nicotine Pouches 600 weekend at Texas Motor Speedway. Now, on to the main event. And the news has been broken. There will be a new team entering the series in 2027. Able Motorsports will race full-time, their driver yet to be announced. This is big news when we already have Ryan Bull and CTC Racing splitting time. Now, we also did see, virtual safety car, where is that? Towards the back of the field, that's going to be Stingray Robb, out early. Crazy work. Dixon will hold on to the lead. So virtual safety car is out. Like I was saying, we did see that ChucklesTC Racing, my team, obviously, has officially re-signed Jimmy Johnson to be their driver for 2027 on a one-year deal. That leads me to believe is that they're not going anywhere. Could Ryan Bull be leaving the series? We know Ryan Bull has a better partnership right now with Junko's Hollinger than they do with their associated team of CTC Racing. So could we have some drama there? Scott Dixon set the fastest Sector 1. Or is Able Motorsports buying a seat from another team? See Grosjean making a pass on his teammate Dennis Hauger. Hauger picked the hard tires here. This long 18-lap race. Oh, good move there by Hauger, staying in front of your teammate when you have the slower tire option. Palou just had the fastest lap. Still about a half a second between Dixon and Palou. Rossi collects a penalty. He took out Ilott. Oh, and Ilott was collected there by Ray Hall. And Rossi. No damage. Wow. Surprised we don't get a full field safety car here. Well, whatever. So, not a wise choice. If you're the sponsor of Rahal, Letterman, Langen, I'm just gonna say to, pick this as your track. I would personally try to get on the list for Silverstone or Indy GP. You know what I mean? Whatever. Lundgaard sits in 11th right now. Ferrucci, spot ahead of him. Into the lap, we'll take a run down our top 10. And, we have some drivers gunning for a great result for them. But we also have 3 runaway cars right now, which is insane. Rahal. Oh, yellow flag in Sector 1. Rahal and Grosjean involved. Rahal was having none of Grosjean's Grosjean-ness and simply removed him from the track. And he isn't at fault for it. Grosjean isn't at fault for it. Dixon hits the line for lap 5. He has now over a 2.5 second lead over Alex Palou. Then it's David Malukas. Jack Harvey has never won a race in season or his career. Will Power, Marcus Armstrong, Kyle Kirkwood, Jimmy Johnson, Pato Ward, and Santino Ferrucci, same story as Harvey. But Harvey running in 4th, but it is 9 seconds from the leader to 4th. And 10th is just 14 seconds behind, so all those cars are in such a tight gap. But now the leaders are definitely going to be coming up on lap traffic in just a matter of time, I would think. Grosjean's already lapped. He's pitting, or he did pit. Jimmy Johnson also bites on the pit stop. And this might help him a lot. Cycle him out closer to where Dixon and Palou are if he gets to pushing now. But does cycle him back where all the incidents have been happening all day. And as we're getting green flag pit stops, we're going to see cars coming out of the pits in front of the leaders. Rossi, the only driver with the penalty so far. We've 2 cars out. Will Power will also bite into the pits. Where will he cycle out in relation to Jimmy Johnson? So will Ferrucci. Johnson stuck behind the slow McLaughlin, trying to work his way around in the slow part of the track. Looks like Power will exit before he... Yes, Power out of the pits as Jimmy Johnson hits the front stretch. Johnson got around McLaughlin as McLaughlin hits the pits. 3-second lead now for Dixon as Palou stays out on 8-lap old tires. Let's take a look at those if we can. Destroyed. Kirkwood and Lundgaard both into the pits. VK, you'd have to think, why are you not biting here? It does you no favors. You were 23 seconds behind the leader. But I guess that's exactly the reason why. Christian Rasmussen, where's he running right now? 20th, just at the fast sector 1. Ooh, bumping right there with Mick Schumacher. Dixon, his tires are also chewed up. Pelot pits, so will Lucas. Will Harvey pit? Huge gap between them. Pelot will go onto hard tires. Harvey stays out. Armstrong will pit. You have to think VK comes in and pits here. He does. And this is who's scary right now. Scott Dixon has a chance to, if a safety car comes out, put a lot of cars a lap down. Which is the reason for staying out so long, but he will finally come into the pits. Will Jack Harvey follow him in? Harvey now, with some lapped cars behind him, completely alone on an island. He will come into the pits. And Dixon will exit free and clear of Alex Pelot. Dixon pits from the lead, exits in the lead, never lost it. But here comes Pelot on slightly warmer tires. But Dixon on softer tires, already pushing it out to a second, and Dixon might be able to make it till the end. Jimmy Johnson just caused a collision, and he's in the wall hard. And backwards, who was that he hit? Jack Harvey. Yes, it was Jack Harvey. His wings are gone. Out of the pits was Jack Harvey. I don't think that was Jimmy Johnson's fault. I think he picked up a penalty that wasn't on him. Harvey exits on cold, soft tires. And usually the guy going backwards wasn't the one who caused the collision. Oh, and then Schwartzman hits Jimmy Johnson. So a rough debut for the new colors. And those are Alliance teammates. Like I stated before, we know the Alliance. Ooh, now Schumacher picks up a penalty. I don't see anyone else around. Oh, it's Scott McLaughlin that he hit. And they have leaders all around them while they're tangling up. Harvey pits. And he's going to be good to the end. But I have a feeling a lot of these drivers will be. See, Hauger still is at pit. He's in 11th. And Ferrucci's probably going to be the first one back in. He's 5 laps on those tires. I don't think he's going to make it to the end. Let me raise my bright. Why is my brightness so low? Or do we have rain coming? That'd be my only reasoning here as to why the screen looks so dark. So we have a stack up, and Dixon is, so far ahead of the rest of the pack. You almost are waiting for one of these small incidents to become a safety car. 12-second lead for Sir Scott Dixon. Absolute domination. And right now, Pato, out of our tied championship leaders, as they run right now, Pato will take a 1-point lead over Scott McLaughlin, but Pelot might actually take the championship lead. I didn't even think to check that gap. McLaughlin back down to the to 22nd, and he's getting passed like no other. He's missing a wing. He's struggling. Jimmy Johnson in after 6 laps, served his 5-second penalty for a collision with Harvey. And Pelot has just caused a collision. And the yellow flag in Sector 1 still. And I don't know who Pelot hit. It's hard to tell, because no mini map. But that's big. Pelot's gonna drop down significantly already, and he's missing both his wings. Pelot holding up Malukas by a ton. And that pit entrance is so risky. And Pelot was going to fall by a ton here. Luckily, he has that early pit stall. Easy in. You see Hauger uses this to make his first pit stop. I believe he has been lapped, and he might have been the car that was involved in the contact. Oh, there we see it. Safety car deployed. As Hauger exits and takes out Rosenquist. Rosenquist will take the blame. But we watched that from Hauger's onboard. That was all Dennis Hauger's fault. On the blend line, he merges, he takes out Felix Rosenquist for the first safety car of the day. And say goodbye to your lead, Scott Dixon. Actually, we're going to red flag it as we are on lap 16. I don't know how this is going to affect the race. Actually, you know what? We'll wait until Scott Dixon hits the line to take lap 17, and then we will hit the red flag button. Well, anyone who wants to use this as a chance to pit. Ray Hall, 15 laps on those tires. He's in 6th. If he does not pit here, in hopes that the red flag comes out, this might have been a Ray Hall specialty, and he will not pit. When Dixon hits the line to take lap 17, we know the red flag is coming out. And what a lucky break for Pelot. Unlucky that Ponto's so far up, but lucky in the sense that he's only in 10th. And there you see Dixon hit lap 17, so the red flag will be displayed. They will come to a start and have a restart with 2 to go. Very beneficial to Dixon still, as I do not know if he'd be able to make it to the end of the race. There you see the session stopped, so we can get a green flag finish. Everyone on fresh tires. Great for Graham Rahal in 6th, and Pato Ward. VK going to look to move up into the points here. And will Dixon get a good jump on Malukas? Dixon on the slower tire. Malukas looks to have turn 1. He'll push Dixon off track. Will Powers cause a collision, and safety car will be deployed. As Pato Ward is out of it. So is Will Power. I feel weird doing this, so we're going to let Malukas take the white flag, and then we will red flag it once again. And then we can vote on it after this episode, or let me know down below, how do you want me to officiate these? Let all the safety cars play out, or only let the first play out unless it would end the race, and then red flag it. Enforce a green flag finish, because we can do that with the way the red flags work here. Your top 10 as they run: Malukas, Kirkwood, Dixon. We will now activate the red flag. So it's Malukas, Kirkwood, Dixon, Rahal, Armstrong, Lundgaard, Pelot, Rasmussen, VK, Collette. Harvey runs 11th. Wow. your championship leader out of it, being taken out by Willpower. Kirkwood on the softs, Dixon on mediums, Malukas on mediums in the lead. Graham Rahal on softs from 4th place on the grid. And a huge jump by Graham Rahal. He's up into 3rd. In contact with Kirkwood there. Rasmussen has caused a collision. Another safety car has been deployed. And who's that? Alex Palou is now out of it. Oh, up and over for Palou. Graham Rahal podium. And I said we would do one restart. And that's going to do it. Ferrucci also retires. Schumacher and Rasmussen are going to drop down the grid. But David Malukas is going to come through to win his 2nd career race under caution, bringing the Menards Masterforce colors to victory lane. A great start to this and the next 2 races where he's going to be repping those colors, as David Malukas will come up to the line to take a win. Then followed by Kyle Kirkwood, Graham Rahal in the title sponsor car, Scott Dixon after leading most of the laps, Marcus Armstrong, Christian Lundgaard, Jack Harvey, Kyle Collette, Scott McLaughlin, once again your points leader, and Alexander Rossi. Then Mick Schumacher, Jimmy Johnson, Christian Rasmussen, Robert Schwartzman, Rinus VK, Romain Grosjean, and Dennis Hauger crossed the line. Schwartzman finished 13th. And here is your podium for the Rogue Nicotine Pouches 600 at Texas Motor Speedway. In 1st place, or no, we'll start with 3rd place. In 3rd place, Graham Rahal in the Rogue Nicotine Pouches Peppermint. Honda for Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan. In 2nd place, in the Pepsi Honda for Andretti Global, Kyle Kirkwood. In your race winner, in the Masterforce Menards Chevy for Team Penske, David Malukas. They see Schumacher moved down to 2nd and Rasmussen moved down to 15th. Retiring from this race was Alex Palou, Santino Ferrucci, Felix Rosenquist, Willpower, Callum Ilott, Pato Ward, and Stingray Robb. What a long list of drivers. And after this race, Scott McLaughlin will take a 2-point lead over Pato O'Ward. And Alex Palou still down there. 15 points down now from Scott McLaughlin. David Malukas up into 4th, tied with Kyle Kirkwood after this race with 141 points each for 4th. Then it's Willpower in 6th, Sir Scott Dixon in 7th, Rinus VK in 8th, Santino Ferrucci in 9th, and Felix Rosenquist in 10th. One insane race. And come back next episode where we will be racing in the last race on this Nashville configuration in Abu Dhabi before we move to the one in Emilia Romagna next season. Thank you all and hope you have a good one. Goodbye.